really quick. I think medically we're clean, nothing new to add. Everyone was here, and obviously first good day of this mandatory minicamp, so it was really good.
How do you think the guys handled the heat today?
The heat was a big part of this equation, and so obviously we got to stress ourselves in many different ways as you go through an off-season process, and so the heat was a big part of this. Obviously it's something that we'll use to our advantage. We'll use it a lot, and obviously in training camp we'll be spending a lot of days out here in this heat as well.
Now, Kellen, will we see more of this come training camp, situational football, whether it's 7-on-7 or team, like down and distance?
Certainly, we've spent a lot of time through our OTA process of really the foundation of the schemes, the concepts, and now we're starting to introduce situational football through this mini camp. And so talking about what a second down is, second and long, second and short, what a third down is, when they can play fourth down football and how we got to change according to that. And so we're introducing those phases, and then training camp will have a really heavy situational emphasis as we go.
Kellen, is energy a problem, or did you think energy was a problem just because of the heat today?
No, I think it was good. Guys are focused. Guys are going for it. I think that was the big thing. Was this is going to test everyone, and so it was a good thing for us.
It's probably your first taste of a midsummer. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
I guess it's not the ideal situation to have quarterbacks who haven't started a game that their teams have won. But can you talk about the flip side of that, being an offensive guy who can mold young quarterbacks and fit your system to guys who maybe don't have to be retrained?
Yeah, we have a good group. I think these guys have done an awesome job through this whole offseason process. They're they all are on the younger side from an experience standpoint in this league, but they're hungry, they're ready. They're really smart football players. They understand it at a really high level. They have high capacity. They're throwing it well out here, and so I feel like they're doing everything we can ask for them.
Kellen, you were happy to see.
What are your thoughts on Brian Brizzi from what you've seen of him so far?
Done an excellent job out here. Obviously the defensive line, it's a challenge to, during this setting, just the way OTAs are organized. There's not as much run game and physicality, which will, allow him to shine as we get to training camp. But he's done everything we've asked.
What y'all like about Cam Akers bringing him in?
Yeah, Cam's an experienced player. He's done a lot throughout this league, and as you go through this, you're always trying to evaluate as many players as you possibly can. And so I felt like it was a great opportunity, and really fired up that he was willing to come out here.
You saw Taysom Hill out here today. How do you feel like his process is going in terms of getting back on the field?
Yeah, Taysom's obviously done an excellent job. It's a challenging offseason for him just from a medical standpoint, and he's done everything you can possibly do just to put yourself in a good position to be successful moving forward. And so fired up to see him out here.
Do you consider it a possibility to see him on the field during training camp? Like, is that within a possible range?
I think that timeline's still pretty far away. We'll worry about that when it gets there. But he's been impressive through this whole process.
Is this the first time you've gotten to spend extended time with him, or were you able to, talk on the phone with him a lot earlier in the off season?
I'd say, yeah, we've talked throughout the offseason. I've known Taysom from afar for a little while, and so I obviously think the world of him, think of him as a person and a player. And, obviously now, a few of these guys who weren't here during the OTA process are here, and so we're spending a little bit more time with them, and so it's been good.
How fun was it to have the fans out here to give them a first taste of this team? I know it was hot, it was a sellout, just to give them something new, because it's all new to them.
The fan aspect of this is awesome, and it's really cool. It's impressive to see that, on a Tuesday in the middle of June that, we can reach capacity here and have a great turnout, and so it shows how special this place is.
Was Tyron limited at all today? You didn't see him out there?
No, we're good. We're good. No additional things.
Going back to Taysom, just from a play calling standpoint, how exciting is that? How do you look at him, from a what you can come up with kind of standpoint?
Yeah, Taysom's a special player in this league. He can do so many things. He's had a great history in this league of playing quarterback and his ability to throw the football and run it from that position, and then all the other unique things that he does around the league. And so it stresses defense. It's really challenging. He's a big-time impact player in this league.
Do you see him maintaining that in your system?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the value of having guys like Alvin and Tyron here? Obviously, they don't need a lot of work, but their presence around the rest of the team.
I think one thing is obviously the concepts and the scheme that we're implementing, just some of the new stuff that's going on there. And then, the biggest thing is, young guys learn from the veterans. And so when you see those guys come out here and work their tails off and do everything you ask, those guys lead by examples, and it shows up throughout the entire team.
Cam Akers out here today for a tryout. What draw y'all to him?
Yeah, just an experienced player in this league. He's done a nice job. Fortunate to have him come out here and compete, and so feel good about that.
Kellen, were you more impressed with quarterback taking the team down on a 14-play drive? You get a touchdown, like 2 and 3 plays bombs away and you score that way.
I know the 14 plays are harder. The 2 plays are fun. The 14 plays are harder, and that's when usually quarterbacks are tested. They've played a lot of situations out. They've been challenged by the defense. They've responded, and so usually, those 2 plays are really, really fun, and we all love those, and we'd love to get a bunch of those. But those 14 plays are when you're going to earn it the most.
A quick question about Mekhi Becton, but hoping you can answer it in the context of what's going on here now with Trevor.
Yeah.
What do you recall about recognizing that would be a good move for him, and can you think of other similar examples that influenced that decision and is influencing your decision now?
Well, I'd say from an influence, obviously, our experience in Philadelphia, and that was really a happen chance. We had a guy out during OTAs, and Mekhi just hopped into guard, and it kind of looked good, and he kind of stuck with it and kept going, and then training camp it just kind of progressed. So it was kind of a unique circumstance, but certainly, the Saints have had a history of tackles that move into guard, either currently right as after they get drafted or later on in their career, and so we all have experiences that we can lean on. I think it suits Trevor really, really well. He's done an awesome job coming out here. I think the settings allowed him to focus on the fundamentals, build up his understanding, his anticipation of how to play that position, and so he'll play great.
I saw you talking for a while with Garrett Nussmeier. I'm guessing you've known him for a long time. Describe your relationship with him.
Yeah, I've known Garrett for a really long time now, going back to, I think my first year with Doug was 18. So been around Garrett. He was playing high school football in Texas back then, and so our family's huge Garrett Nussmeier fans, and we're always rooting for him, and excited for his season coming up.
Do you follow him a little bit, like his career? Like, do you ever give him advice, those kind of things?
We've watched his whole career. We've seen it through Doug's nervousness on Saturday nights in team meetings and offensive meetings, and him sneaking a clip of his phone on his phone. So we've lived through Doug and watched all of his career. So it's been great.
What was his best throw last year then?
Oh, geez.
Fourth down against Ole Miss, maybe.
That one was a good one. Yeah, talk about anticipation and trusting it and letting it rip. That was big time.
Is there anything that you've seen from your quarterbacks, maybe today or even recently, that you would consider growth areas from when you first got an opportunity to see them?
I'd say the first 9 days were really about the scheme, just introducing the schemes and getting a feel for what the concepts are and how to go through those progressions. Today was really about understanding the situations and how we apply those schemes into those. And so we really hammered that with the QBs. They did an awesome job understanding what second and long feels like and how we play that situation versus how we play a third down. How we play a third down when we know we have fourth down in our pocket. And so they did an awesome job with that. I think that was a big thing for us as we go through this minicamp. All right. All good? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.